This Civic Media podcast is sponsored by UW Organ and Tissue Donation. Organ donations are desperately needed, and now is the right time to become an organ donor. Talk to your family. Get the dot. Save lives. Go to heroicdeed.com.
For WRCE 107.7 FM News, I'm Joanne Krulotz. It's nearly a week after Election Day, and Senate candidate Eric Hovde has not conceded. Democratic incumbent Tammy Baldwin is leading by about 30,000 votes, and the race has been called by most outlets. There is speculation about a potential recount request, which Hovde would be required to fund if pursued. President Joe Biden recently apologized on behalf of the federal government to Native American families and communities for the country's history of sending indigenous children to boarding schools. The U.S. government removed Native children from their families by force and placed them in boarding schools where they lost connections to their culture and language. Children were routinely beaten for not speaking English, and many were killed. Wisconsin had at least 11 of these schools. This program started in 1819 and ended in 1969. Cheryl Crazy Bull leads the American Indian College Fund.
I feel like when you acknowledge something, you take a step toward healing that. You can't really have reconciliation unless people acknowledge that harm was done.
A bill making its way through the U.S. House would create a Truth and Healing Commission similar to efforts in South Africa after apartheid. The Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources is warning residents that a couple of new invasive species may be heading this way. According to a Facebook post, the DNR is warning about the hemlock woolly and balsam woolly adelgid moving through Michigan. The insects have not been found in Wisconsin yet, but residents should be on the lookout as they target hemlock and fir trees. An infected tree would look stunted with swollen branches as the insects use toxic saliva on the trees that also causes needles to become discolored and fall. The Wisconsin Department of Justice Office of School Safety released the 2023-24 annual report for Speak Up, Speak Out. Speak Up, Speak Out is a free statewide threat reporting tip line available to all Wisconsin schools. Speak Up, Speak Out also serves as the hub that connects all Office of School Safety initiatives and the entry point where schools can access comprehensive services offered by the Office of School Safety, as well as local, state, and national partners. Speak Up, Speak Out received 5,270 tips during the 2023-24 school year, a more than 40% increase from the previous school year. Since the inception of Speak Up, Speak Out in 2020, bullying has consistently been the number one tip. It is also common nationally for bullying to be the most reported tip. Awareness of these incidents helps schools intervene early before grievances and upsets can lead children down a pathway to violence. Numerous students across Wisconsin have contacted Speak Up, Speak Out each year since its inception, reporting concerns resulting in safer school communities. The significant increase in tips and the rich dialogue that many students have with Speak Up, Speak Out staff indicate that the program has earned a reputation among youth as a safe, accessible, and credible place to report concerns. The 2023-24 annual report reflects the Office of School Safety's comprehensive approach to prioritizing preventing violence in our schools, and when crisis events do arise, responding appropriately to mitigate trauma and get students back to learning more quickly. The Office of School Safety assisted several schools with crisis response and recovery during the 2023-24 school year. The Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources invites all Wisconsin libraries to participate in the Check Out Wisconsin State Parks at Your Library program in 2025. The partnership program is a collaborative effort between the DNR, the Wisconsin Department of Public Instruction, and more than 150 libraries across the state to provide library card holders the opportunity to check out a daily pass to state parks, forest, and recreation areas. Area libraries participating include the Kilbourne Public Library in Wisconsin Dells, the Livingston Public Library, the Mineral Point Public Library, the Reedsburg Public Library, the Spring Green Public Library, the Lawton Memorial Library in Lafarge, and the McIntosh Memorial Library in Viroqua. As the initiative moves into its fourth year, the DNR continues to expand its scope to include public libraries, university libraries, technical college libraries, and others. Check out Wisconsin State Parks at Your Library was launched in fall 2022 with 20 public libraries participating in the pilot program. In 2024, 160 libraries with over 200 library locations provided daily Wisconsin State Park and Forest Vehicle admission stickers for checkout to library patrons at no cost. DNR staff look forward to welcoming Checkout Wisconsin State Parks pass holders to join in celebrating the Wisconsin State Park System's 125th anniversary by visiting state parks, forests, trails, and recreation areas in 2025. During this milestone year, visitors will have opportunities to explore state park system history, learn more about the state's natural resources, and participate in special outdoor recreation opportunities for users of all abilities. Richland County is currently working on a radio tower project. During this process, the county had a site in the Yuba area with a landowner that is no longer a viable site. The county has found an alternate site, but this will cause increased cost as Edge Consulting will have to perform the assessments and surveys for this new site. There are funds available in the radio tower project for such contingencies. The added cost is $26,200. The Richland County Executive and Finance Committee approved the change at last night's meeting. The county requires a procurement policy and fee schedule to ensure responsible financial practices are consistent across all county departments and appropriate statutory guidance and financial best practices are followed. In so doing, the Richland County Executive and Finance Committee approved a policy and fee schedule. The Richland Center City Council held a public hearing at last night's meeting. This public hearing was part of the process of working with the Wisconsin DOT Bureau of Aeronautics to identify projects and gain funding for the operation and capital improvement of the Richland Airport. Following the public hearing, the council approved petitioning the Secretary of Transportation for airport improvement aid for the airport. Proposed improvements include land acquisition, the procurement of snow removal equipment, reconfiguring, reconstructing, or rehabilitating taxiways, taxiway connectors, and associated lighting and signs, the apron, runway 17/35, and associated lighting, to conduct an airport master plan exhibit, T-hanger construction, construction of a maintenance building, and crack fill and seal coat runway 1735. For WRCE.
The Bucks beat the Raptors. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with Sports. NBA, the Bucks with a 99-85 win over the Toronto Raptors at Fiserv Forum. What made the difference? Doc Rivers.
One of the things we've been harping on is getting to the paint, create more threes. Well, shot 56 of them today, and 50 of them were great shots. We just didn't shoot them well. But man, if we play like that every night and get those shots, we're going to be fine.
The Bucks host the Pistons tonight. NFL, the Packers getting ready to face the Bears Sunday. Linebacker J.J. Enikbari on what it was like last week, learning the team had traded Preston Smith to the Steelers.
He's been here all my 3 years here, and pretty much was a big part of my success and growth as a player and partly as a man and as a teammate. So losing him is definitely pretty much hit us close to the heart.
College football, the Badgers with 3 games remaining, starting with Oregon Saturday night.
The number one team in the country coming in, with an incredible opportunity in front of us. It's going to be a challenge. I think that's the thing that we got to make sure we stay focused on.
That's Badgers head coach Luke Fickell. With Sports, I'm Mike Clemens.
On your entertainment beat, I'm Pete Schwaba. Dwayne Johnson has his quirks, but he might be booking himself too tight. According to Deadline, the star of Red One confirmed rumors that he was often late to the set and held up production from time to time. Director Jake Kasdan and co-star Chris Evans say it was no big deal because it is expected and more or less written into Johnson's contract because he is a very busy guy. The Rock also admitted to peeing into water bottles to save time. Word to the wise, if you're working on a set on a Dwayne Johnson film, bring a book to read and keep your water on your person. More Gal Gadot? Yes, please. The actress will star in a film called The Runner from Amazon MGM Studios. The thriller is set in London, where Gadot's character, a lawyer, attempts to rescue her abducted son while getting clues and cryptic messages from a mysterious caller. Sounds fun. The project is in the early stages of development with no release date set. Beyoncé might have been disappointed with her response from the Country Music Awards, but when it comes to Grammy nominations, she's at the top. Variety reports that Beyoncé has been nominated for 11 Grammys, including Artist, Song, and Album of the Year for Cowboy Carter. Not far behind are some other heavy hitters, including, you guessed it, Taylor Swift, Sabrina Carpenter, Billie Eilish, and New Kid on the Block, Chappell Roan. Roan and Carpenter also up for Best New Artist of the Year. Looks like I got shut out again. Taylor Sheridan apparently decided he does not have enough shows on TV, so he is teaming up with Blake Shelton for a new music reality show. The Road will follow a big-time music star around the country in search of the next big musical talent. Deadline reports competing artists will have the opportunity to open for an A-lister in various towns to win over crowds. The music superstar who will lead the search has not yet been revealed. The Road will launch in the fall of 2025 on CBS. The announcement seems like only a matter of time, but there will be a sequel to the prequel known as Wonka. The 2023 film, starring Timothée Chalamet, was one of the top 10 highest-grossing films of 2023, so the announcement was more a question of when, not if. Director Paul King says the script is in the early stages and will take place before Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and he might incorporate some exotic locations where they have to search for secret ingredients. The film Tremors from 1990 is getting a reboot. The team behind the horror flick, which was at times pretty funny, has reacquired the rights to their script and are contemplating how to approach another crack at the franchise, according to JoeBlow.com. Yes, that's a real site. The original film took place in a small Nevada town that saw residents terrified of graboids. Kevin Bacon, who was in the original, has shown interest in the sequel. For more showbiz fun, tune into Nightlight with me, Peach Waba, weeknights from 6 to 8 p.m. on the Civic Media Radio Network.
It is going to be mostly cloudy today with a few scattered showers developing by mid to late afternoon. Our high right around 50. Tonight, scattered showers likely. We could get a quarter inch or more of rain by the time it all winds down early tomorrow morning. Our low 43 tomorrow. Showers ending mostly cloudy with a high near 50. I'm meteorologist Sean Cable. Temperature now 38.
The national news cycle never stops, but it can be hard to find news about your local community. Civic Media is dedicated to providing quality local and state news coverage across Wisconsin. With the Civic Media app, you can get notifications about local stories that matter to you and your community. Find the free Civic Media app in your phone's app store and choose notifications from the menu to tell us what kind of news you want to hear about.